Going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here. Tottenham 2, Leeds 1, and you got to say, like, it was definitely a game of two halves today. First half we were absolutely shocking, weren't we? We were absolutely shocking. Couldn't put two passes together, couldn't put an attack together. But Antonio must have laid into him in the second half. They must have laid into him at half time, because we were a different team second half. I thought we controlled that game second half, albeit we only had 2 or 3 chances in the second half. But we were much better, controlled that game, didn't we?
Yeah, you could definitely see we had a lot more of the possession in the final third. Harry Kane was definitely making it stick a lot more, although the first time I felt he was also, but he was having a lack of options when he was able to wriggle away on a few times from those Leeds defenders. They were being super aggressive, those Leeds back line in the first half, and it was really difficult for Spurs to kind of build up any sort of momentum or passing moves. And you know how Leeds play, very intense, very aggressive. They like to get in your face, and that's exactly what they did in the first half. And they got their reward, the goal right at the end of it. Dan James coming in the back post. They didn't really create anything, but the one thing they did create, obviously they scored, and it was just for probably a very spirited first half performance considering all their injuries. The second half, I think once we stepped it up, I know they still had a couple of opportunities where Lloris had to make a couple of saves, but we weren't really in danger, serious danger of conceding. And within 5 minutes of the first half, you could see the difference. We hit the post and the bar within 5 minutes. We were already.
Well, Sonny, both of them, wasn't it?
I think Son and Kane. Kane was the first one. And I think it was a much better, more aggressive performance, and getting the fullbacks to much higher, more advanced positions, and we're able to have a lot more possession in the Leeds half, and that was key.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that, in terms of stand-up players, I thought Højbjerg was pretty bad in the first half in terms of passing and his distribution, as he has been the last couple of games, to be fair. But I thought he really stepped up in that second half. Obviously, he got that goal. And, I thought a lot of people were actually laying into Harry Kane that I was speaking to at half-time. But I thought he was definitely one of our better players.
Yeah.
And I thought in the first half, he was holding up the ball well, trying to get players into play. It didn't really happen. In the second half, I thought he did the same as well. So I was quite happy with Harry Kane's performance today.
I thought Harry Kane had a really good performance, actually. I think if you look at him, a lot of the things he did, laying balls off, winning headers as well, in positions where if he wins the header, we're on the attack. And he did that countless amount of times. The amount of times he's holding off players, Calvin Phillips was on him like a rash, and I felt he dealt with him really well today, which kind of ruled him out of the game quite a lot of the time. And I thought Harry Kane, okay, he didn't score. He probably hit the post in the second half. Could have done a bit more there. A couple of times right at the end as well when we were in counter-attacks. He made some bad decisions. Don't know if it was tired legs there. But I think by and large throughout the game, I thought he was probably our best player, to be honest. And obviously I know you got Lucas and you got Son, who both do their dribbling bits and both do decent. But I thought in terms of being wasteful and giving the ball away, Kane was by far much better than the other two in that respect.
I completely agree. In terms of Harry Winks, what did you make out of his performance today?
I think much better in the second half than he was in the first half. I think he stepped up quite a bit. His first half, again, was similar to what we've seen from Harry Winks, very pensive, slow, not confident at all on the ball, and giving the ball away in sloppy positions. So that was really frustrating. But I did think in the second half he improved quite a bit. So I was happy.
I think the whole team did, didn't they? The whole team stepped up.
Although I would say it was a good move taking off Jaffet for Sanchez, because I thought Sanchez had a bit more control of that side once he came on. I thought Jaffet, I don't know, he was a bit off it today in terms of definitely on the ball. I thought his passing was pretty woeful, so he's got to watch that out. And I think he could have done a bit better. I think he could have done better for the first goal, if I remember rightly, the goal we conceded. So I think Sanchez came on and had a brilliant cameo, and I also thought Sessegnon tried a bit as well when he came on.
Yeah, Sessegnon did all right when he came on. I mean, his delivery into the box wasn't great, but he was providing that option on the left-hand side, wasn't he?
Yeah, and I think Conte's going to be the perfect manager for him. And so look, you can't learn too much from this game because of the injuries Leeds had. So it's like, okay, we won, but is it because they had all those injuries, or is it?
But even so, like we won against a Leeds B side pretty much.
Exactly,
today,
that's what I'm saying.
But it still wasn't the vintage performance. It wasn't a great performance from Spurs today.
Still a lot of work.
I expected a lot more from Spurs today, to be fair. But all you can do is get the 3 points on the board, and that's exactly what happened today. Sergio Reguilon getting his first goal for Tottenham as well. So
nice little slam home on the rebound from a
exactly.
dive free kick, which was nice to see. So Look, still a lot of work to be done for Conte. I'm sure he'll know that. The passion on the sidelines is infectious. You can see that. The crowd.
He was non-stop all day.
Yeah,
he was non-stop all day.
Mate, he's just barking orders to his players for 90 minutes pretty much. He's a madman on that touchline. And I think the crowd feed off him.
Well, he was geeing up the fans on his own. He was turning around to the fans, giving them the hand movements. That's what you want to see from a manager. It's night and day from Nuno. It's absolutely night and day.
The passion is just unrecognisable for what we've seen. Even even Pochettino didn't show that kind of passion on the touchline. And it's a breath of fresh air in that sense, and it's really nice to see. And sort of like a manager who really cares so much about every element of the game and how much control he has. And hopefully it will lead to many improvements. You've got to remember, he still hasn't had so much time with the players because, you know, he's only came in just before the international break for a few days, and now they've gone on to internationals, and now they've just come back. So look, given time, I'm sure you're going to see improvements. It wasn't vintage today, but we got the 3 points. That's the thing we just about deserved.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, look, he's not going to be able to change his team overnight. It's going to take time, and all you can ask for is 3 points and for the team to move in the right direction. I think that's what we're doing. So 3 points on the board. Let's move on. Come on, Spurs.